we looking at?
Stupid battle droids, get out of the way! Hello there. This is General Grievous, and you are watching Southern Comic Geek.
Roger, roger.
What's up, YouTube? Southern Comic Geek coming to you with the last, as the description said, the last stream, at least of this year. So I know that a lot of folks are doing a lot of streams today, both now and then at night. So I know that it was not some shock that I was a play on words with it being the last stream, but it is indeed the last stream of this year. Wow, the time has gone by so very fast. And so I've got some last minute pickups that have come in the mail today, including a pop and a toy. And then, yeah, that's about it aside from the comics that I got. What's going on, Rob Boswell, one of the Patreon supporters of the channel? Thank you, good sir, for showing up. And in talking about that, go ahead and before we get into all of this comic book foolery, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification. So when videos like this one drop ever so randomly, you are one of the first people to know and can make the conscious decision as to whether or not to watch it now or later. As long as you watch it, we appreciate you. Talking about people we appreciate, how about those channel members, people that are supporting the channel through their monthly membership, either through YouTube and or Patreon. If you're interested in the benefits of joining such a plan, the Linktree link is in the description of this video. Now, not the least, what's going on? Spider-Girl becoming the newest member. What is going on? Spider-Girl, we say, yay, welcome to the team, Spider-Girl, hurrah, hurrah, yeah. Do appreciate you for doing that. What's going on, Papa Willie? I've got my Papa Willie deal over here. He's got a video that last video 2021 and whatnot buy and trade with Slapshot Pops that I'm actually watching while I'm doing this video. And I dropped that in the SCG member chat. So appreciate Pop for joining. We also got Entropy and Comics. What's going on, man? How are you? So when we talk about benefits of channel membership, not the least of which are the monthly giveaways. This month, which this would be the last show of this year, and so the last opportunity for anybody to get in on this is going to be Uncanny X-Men 266, which is the first cover appearance of one said Cajun mutant. And you can get in by joining the channel because every membership will give you 10 entries to win. And for every $1 of super chat given in a live show like this one, then you also get one extra entry per $1 of super chat. So Spider-Girl is definitely wanting to get a few extra chances in there. Thank you, Spider-Girl, for making it rain in the right direction with that super sticker. So that's how you get in on this. And so this show is the last chance for anybody to jump in on this giveaway. So giving away an ASM 300, giving away a 252 ASM, that is, and et cetera, et cetera. And so we'll be doing that into the new year. So let's show, I was working on this package before I went live, trying to get it out of the package. One of the things that I started doing a lot more of this year was delving into the toy market. Papa got that Baxter Stockman over there. Okay. But was getting into the toy market, and boy, those things spread faster than a Catholic rabbit because they're just taking over my comic book boxes. The Pops doing the same thing. We were talking. They were talking on a stream that Bub was on last night. I think it was on the Scumbag Crew. They were talking about how many Pops they had, and I looked at the Pop count. I was like, "Holy crap! Where did all these Pops come from?" We got Mark from Legion of Comics, another one of the channel members, saying, Happy New Year. Time to blow stuff up with the kids. That's right, good sir. Thank you for that $10 super chat and making it rain in the right direction. So, with the toys, I try to focus. I really do. But I've got like the X-Men, Hulk, then we got Transformers, then we got all the Batman stuff. It just never ends. So I did pick up this, and this is how, again, it never ends. I did pick up, what's going on, Ian? How are you? This Rorschach figure. I actually thought that it was like a figure with, various points of articulation. However, it is not. That's probably not necessarily a bad thing. It just limits the way I can pose it. If I was to try to put it in some kind of pose to take a picture, which I'm apt to do sometimes as well. But yeah, it does have the little cloth-like feel to his little belt straps there. He does have a spot here for a gun. However, I don't think it comes with one. His legs twist like this, but it doesn't have the various points of articulation, and the ankles are the kneecaps, and then the head twists back and forth, but not more of a rotation as other figures are apt to do. So he's kind of like in a walking pose, like he's fixing to walk, take down the town. And it also came with this right here. Little stand. I think it's a DC Direct toy. I might be wrong, but also came with this little stand right here for posability. So that's pretty cool. Right there, I got that off the eBay. So also was able to pick up a pop off of Whatnot. Happened to jump in one of the pop sellers, and they had this one, and I can't remember, there was somebody that was saying they wanted to pick this one up. I didn't even realize they had one of this particular character yet. I should know because Funko's got a license just for everything, and that's the Punchline pop, which is 2021 Fall Convention Limited Edition. So it has a Punchline, has the freckles, has the little multiple earrings in the ear, and then also Nadia, aka Little Monster. Thank you for joining, and Happy New Year to you as well. But yeah, the little knife out there. Came in this nice little pop protector. And so that is another one of the multiple pops that I have. So let's see, I've got this Funko app here. The only thing I don't like about the Funko app versus what I was using, there's not a spot for me to put how much I paid for it. So like if I get ready to sell it, then I got to try to remember what I paid for it to not lose money. So yeah, I've got 53 pops over there. And originally I said just pops that I'm going to get signed. Just pops I'm going to get signed. Best laid plans of mice and men, folks. Best laid plans of mice and men will fall apart. So got a few new Comic Book Day books. First up, we got Swamp Thing Green Hill. This is, I think, the B cover. No, I'm not selling it. Spider Girl. I just got it in off of a Whatnot sale. Just 53. I know, Pops. Look. But when you take all the action figures that I now have, along with the 10,500 comics that I have over there in the corner, it starts to add up. But this is Swamp Thing Green Hell. It is, I believe, the B cover. This is Jeff Lemire writing it. Pretty much anything that Jeff Lemire puts out there is great. So I always give it a first stab, and been digging the Rom V portrayal of Swamp Thing, and so that is definitely been kind of up my alley. Now it's got me looking into getting the House of Secrets first appearance of Swamp Thing. But yeah, he shows up at the end. Constantine's in here, so spoiler alert. Of course, if usually the two are kind of conjoined since the founding. These came from also came from Whatnot from Scout Comics. So Scout Comics, if you're not familiar with them, they are an independent publisher. They've done several different things, much smaller, obviously, than say Marvel, DC, or even an Image. But they've done some several cool things over the last year. And they are on Whatnot. And they actually showed up in my Whatnot sale. What's going on, Tim, the comic collector? Got to show a little DC love, little Rorschach action figure, and showed the Swamp Thing. But with Scout Comics, they showed up in one of my Whatnot sales the other day, and they said, "Hey, look, top spender, you just let us know, and we will send them a free double-signed web store exclusive book." And I was like, "That is pretty dope." Obviously, they're not just doing it out of the kindness of their heart; they're also doing it for marketing purposes, which is fine. But I went on their live sale the other day and picked up this Phantom Starkiller 9.8. This is the secret VHS variant. So they just randomly put these in with the others to try to encourage people to kind of dig through the deal. This is not like a 1 in 10 ratio. It's just ever so randomly. But you see the stickers on there like they used to get like at the various places you rent videos from. Be kind, please rewind, warning, cassette will melt, and all the stuff down here at the bottom. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I ended up getting it for cheaper than what the price sticker they had, I'm assuming, which would have came from the website. Kind of thinking the same thing. They have this Scoot imprint that they do, which is more the kids line, and Stanley the Snowman. Now, Comic Tom did a Stanley the Snowman Dr. Seuss homage, Cat in the Hat. And this is the video cassette homage. Looks like them old big plastic Disney cassettes that they used to get. And then also By the Horns, another one of the VHS covers. Man, I figured they would be more than what the regular comic was, but dadgum, them things got crazy, which is typical for a Whatnot auction. You get in on a Whatnot auction, you got enough people in the chat, and the next thing you know, things get crazy up in there and going for crazy prices. All right, first up, we got Star Wars Bounty Hunters number 19. This is another story about Valance. Darth Vader has, of course, brought Valance back, but, it comes with a price. He expects loyalty. So he sends him on a mission, presumably against Crimson Dawn. However, in the end, you find out it was just to see if he was indeed going to be loyal because it's somebody from Valance's past. Primordial, I mentioned Jeff Lemire, Andrea Sorrentino. They were teamed up with some Joker stuff. They did Gideon Falls. And this is a trippy read, just the way the panel layout. You got to read it slower than what I'm typically used to reading a book, just to take in all the panels inside the book. I had to do the same thing with Gideon Falls. And this is interesting thus far. So this is issue 4 of Primordial. Task Force Z number 3. So this is, I guess, DC's leaning in on their dark, and they're doing the DC versus vampires. Obviously, they've done Deceased, which was zombies. They're leaning back with Task Force Z back here, just leaning in on their characters and a little bit of dark, which is fine. It's usually fun. Up to this issue, I was kind of not sold on it. The only thing that was really holding me back with it was with Red Hood being in it. However, this issue did pick up. It did tell some other stuff. You found out who some of the people were, and somebody is knocked off a building just to get back at for what they did to somebody in the Bat family, and you can take it from there. Robin number 9. This has been a fun read. Josh Williamson, who is now writing the Batman title. He is writing Robin. I'm not sure how long Robin's going to go for, but I was not a big Damian Wayne fan. He's not my favorite Robin. He just comes off as whatever, which is fine. You kind of get that with his upbringing and who some of his people are, but you can kind of see some maybe character development. Character development's always good. Character shift is a totally different thing. When somebody, you can progressively see how somebody's moving to said point. That's character progression. Character shift is when somebody is this one way and then they turn a whole 180 degrees from where they were. We can mention several characters that comics like to do that with. Superman 78, number 5. I got the B cover. I did like the B cover as opposed to the A cover, but I don't know that I would have wanted to really pay an extra dollar for it. But this is done by Robert Venditti, another writer that I'm a really big fan of, and really got a lot of nostalgic vibes with this. Christopher Reeves, the artist, I forget whose name, draws Christopher Reeve. Not the best art, but you can get that they're leaning into Superman 78 like they did with Batman 89. I actually like that run better than Batman 89. Hulk number 2. Hulk is a giant spaceship. Of course, they being Bruce and, well, presumably Bruce and Hulk, meet Bruce Banner at the end of this issue. So kind of a twist. The only problem with this is Donny Cates is writing it. So, Donny Cates, he normally does this. He's really good on a mini series. I don't know about an ongoing. He loses juice, runs out of ideas. We'll see where it goes. Hopefully it goes good. Stray Dogs Dog Days. I think this is the Crypt Keeper homage. They have got so many cotton picking homages for these stray dogs. Yeah, Chaos. It's been a solid title. It's not been my favorite Star Wars title. I would say Darth Vader's been my favorite one. It started off a lot stronger. I really probably think that it was the Lee Bermejo covers that Star Wars Bounty Hunters had at start, which helped push that along. But yeah, it's been okay. It's so Stray Dogs Dog Days. They've got 1,000,001 homages of it. I just gave up. As much as I like these homages, I gave up, and I don't want to pay like an exuberant amount of book for a book that I don't feel that nostalgia nor market forces are going to continue to keep it up there. So, that just came out, and it was the B cover, and it cost me cover price, but. Would I pay $10 for one? Maybe. 20's pushing it, but 40 and 200, I just don't know. So I just have been able to restrain myself. The market forces caused me to restrain myself. Then we got DC versus Vampires, number 3. I did elect to go with this. I think it's a Matina cover with looks like old Soups has been bitten by the vamps. Of course, we find out that the Wonder Woman's, of course, gets turned. And then they're going to try to blame things on, that just strike a chord. Yeah, that's probably. So talking about stray dogs, so there's a Crow one that I would like to get. I have not been able to come across it and get it for a deal that I felt was reasonable, talking about that previous price structure in my mind. But that's one I would really like to get. Yeah, maybe that's a good way, but there are some good ones like the Crow, and some other ones that I really like. When DC did the movie poster variants a few years ago, I've got all those, like the Purple Rain one, and even the more obscure ones that are not as easily noticed. Of course, everybody would think of a certain age would know Beetlejuice, which was on Justice League Dark, and some of those titles, but yeah. But DC and versus Vampires is a pretty fun read thus far. Tynion is writing it. Then it says Matt Rosenberg. So I don't know who's really pushing it through. And that is indeed a Matina cover. So Wonder Woman gets turned. They're going to blame it on Batman because obviously Batman's got his stuff together. He already showed that he knew what was going on, what was going down, and even was testing out the Bat family to make sure that they indeed had not already been turned. So we'll see how that goes. I think it's just a mini series. See how it turns out. And then I got some of these books right here. I think maybe all of these books. Yeah, all these books right here. I got in from Mr. T-Pain. T-Pain, another one of the channel members and frequent visitor on the Saturday morning Cartoon Crew auctions. Had some books and finally got to the point. I was like, hey, yeah, go ahead and let's mail my books and see what we got. First up, we got The Last Ronin, number 4. This is a retailer exclusive from Yellow Snow Comics. here's a hint: buy comics from them, but don't eat the yellow snow. Just saying. And Wicked Gator comics. This one's not actually in the CLZ app, and oftentimes I'm too lazy to put it in there, but I guess I'll have to manually put it in there. Then we got some Valiant goodness. We got Bloodshot number 6, which is the first appearance of Ninjak. We got Gambit Half. It's one of the wizard halves that I wanted. You don't just see this one every day out in the wild, and still has the COA with it. Got Bloodshot number 7. Now, make no mistake, I already had both of these issues. It was a lot of Bloodshot book, lot of Valiant books, and so I got them on the cheap. Bloodshot number 7, of course, is the first full appearance or first in costume of Ninjak, first cover appearance. Got a copy of Rye Zero out of that lot. This is the matte version. That is the less expensive version. It's a very pretty version of it. But the way you can tell the matte as opposed to the glossy is when you're looking at that looking at the glossy, you'll actually see the first page looking down here because it'll appear like the black line, like the cover's slightly too short, and you'll see the black line run all the way down. That's how you can tell the difference between a matte and a glossy. Other than that, it's pretty hard because they look identical. Then we got some Turok number 1. If you saw Lady Fantastic's stream last night, everybody was, that she invited on there had showing off a lot of the big books. I forgot some of the ones that afterwards I'm like, oh man, I should have thought about that. It was not really a book, and that's why I didn't think about it. But I put up Turok number 1. Everybody's kind of this book grown, this collective grown, but I was actually talking about the 4-color or the Dale book, but this is in the Turok number 1 from the Valiant era. Ninjak number 1, another one of those guilty pleasure books. Chromium. Diego, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well. Hopefully all is good with you. Bloodshot number 1, the first Chromium cover ever. And Barry Windsor Smith goodness right there. And how about having just another one? Or another one. So, just adding to the additional Bloodshot books. I'm up to 60 something for Turret ones. I don't have quite that many for Bloodshot, but I think it's like 30 something. Then we've got this one right here. I think it's X-Men 19. This is the John Tyler Christopher Phoenix, Red Phoenix negative space. Or it's more really a color bleed than it is negative space, but I digress. But anyway, that's what it is. And there's a green one and a white one. I have a green one. I got it in a mystery box. The red one's a little bit more expensive. The white one is even more expensive. I don't think they're terribly expensive compared to some of his other ones that he done, but it's kind of the flavor of the week. Ben Compton, what's going on? How are you? How are you? I'm going to save that book for when the art that comes with it comes in. And this right here was an AOK from Sam, the cover collector. Sam, the cover collector, had messaged me to ask me my address for a Christmas card. Well, I thought it was going to be like a Hallmark Christmas card or something he was going to send me in the mail. But no, he sends me this. Thank you for being an awesome part of the comic book community that has welcomed me so graciously. Wishing you and your loved ones a very happy 2021 holiday season. Sam. So check out Sam, the cover collector. Appreciate him for thinking about me to send that my way. And what he sent me, it was funny because I saw, oh boy, my mind just went blank. Chainsaw guy. Ugh. Anyway, I'll think about it in a minute. Sent him an Oreo one, an ad for the Oreos, and so this one he sent was Deathstroke the Terminator, Looks like it came out of a comic, and it also has Superboy and some other people. Looks like it came out of a Titans comic, which I guess would make sense with Deathstroke the Terminator. But the Titans are finished 6 weeks later. Anyway, and talking about Deathstroke the Terminator, I just sent off not too long ago my to get pressed and stuff. My first appearance of Deathstroke and first origin of Deathstroke, and I got that sent off and to Clan McDonald Comics, and it went with another book, the Infinity Gauntlet 1, because they were going to CBCS. Now, later, CGC has announced that they are having their own signing, but I already had my Infinity Gauntlet signed by Starline and Rubenstein, so I would end up getting a green label, so it worked out better to go to CBCS. So additionally, today I got to thinking about it. I said, man, let me just go ahead and send these other 2 books. Like we were saying about thinking after the fact, hindsight's always 2020. Hey there. Yeah, they're right there. But yeah, so shout out to Sam for doing that, thinking about me and paying to ship the thing. Starscream, another one of the channel members. Appreciate you for dropping by, good sir. Hopefully you are doing well. But hindsight's always 2020, and so in thinking back, I said, man, I should have sent 2 books. These are the 2 books that George Perez done. So the first ones that popped in my mind were Deathstroke, Origin of Deathstroke, first appearance of Nightwing, and the Infinity Gauntlet. Okay, obviously big ones that he's done. 2 other ones that I totally missed out on were the first appearance of Tim Drake, which was the first Batman book that I ever picked up off of a newsstand, and just happened to be the first appearance of Tim Drake. But I bought it in 1989 when, after leaving the movie house watching Michael Keaton play Batman, picked up that Batman comic. And George Perez did the cover. I've gotten Pat Broderick, who did the art, to sign that. I got John Beatty, who inked it. I have not got Marv Wolfman, who wrote it yet. So there was that one. I said, Perez did the cover on it. I'd really like for him to sign it. And oh yeah, I don't know, but yeah, it's got the staples in it. But so I got to think about that. Then my Uncanny X-Men birthday book. So it came out in August of 1978, which was when I came out. Via a different process, but nevertheless, it's what they call a birthday book. And I got it signed, that one signed by Jim Shooter earlier this year. I wanted Chris Claremont to sign it, and there's some other people that worked on it, but George Perez did the cover on that book. So I decided, and since they were already pre-signed, I did not get these sent to CBCS because, as I just mentioned, there are some other people I want to get to sign the book before I encapsulate it and think about having to crack it open in order to get it back. So I am sending, or I just sent those books off today. So they will be going to Clan McDonald. I had till January 15th. So he must be doing that one there and then going to CGC to do that one, because I think the cutoff for it is January 31st, maybe. But what's going on, Who Dat? How are you? Who Dat, you better get them comics and stuff ready for Fan Expo. It will be here next week. So I was looking at the issue number 1978. Oh, there it is. Uncanny X-Men 112. Big Remo, man, what is going on? I saw you slinging some books, hoarding books. Big Remo is a hoarder. Gets all them big books. He's like, I'm going to get a bunches of them. But no, the Uncanny X-Men, 112 from August of 1978. So John Byrne penciled it. Very doubtful I'll ever be able to get a John Byrne. Terry Austin, maybe. But George Perez did the cover. Bob Layton. He's fairly prolific when it comes to cons. He was the cover inker. Chris Claremont, he's pretty good. So there's a lot more signatures that I can get on those books. So I just elected to get George to sign them, and they're going to send them back to me on this batch. So I've got 5 books for Clan McDonald for the George Perez signing. And I know a lot of other people I've seen when CGC announced it, which CGC put it out there a lot more than Clan McDonald, who is just a facilitator in between CBCS and there. So there is that. Yeah, Big Remo, like, oh yeah, here's Kanan 6, all 20 copies of them. That is just kind of just nonchalantly threw it out there. But this coming year, probably going to do some more, probably going to do less new books as some books lose my subscription, as some books go up in price, as, things happen. And I'm probably going to focus more on some of the older runs that I have to finish, like my Hulk run, some of those bigger books like that. Might continue to do some more toy stuff, and I'm thinking about doing some more original art. I've already been doing the sketch covers that like artists have, and I've gotten several people in the community, Legal Burning, 36 Chambers, but then even people like Tyler Kirkham and others that I've gotten to do at cons. I've gotten a bunch of those, and really one of the things that I'm looking forward to in going to Fan Expo are several artists that are on the docket there that I'd be interested in getting a sketch cover for. So hopefully that works out. That's where I got my Red Hood fighting Joker cover done 2 years ago. Next month was at Fan Expo. Well, it was Wizard World back then. I didn't. Getting your books together for the December giveaway. Yep. Big Dave loves comics. Happy New Year. For some reason, I'm not getting notifications when you go live. Yeah, I don't know. I have the same thing. So appreciate you, Big Dave, for making it rain in the right direction. A lot of times I like to go on to Instagram and post that, hey, I'm going live, so whoever can see it, and post it into the group chat there. However, I didn't. And the reason why was because there were several other channel members that were going live at the same time, and I didn't want to take away or subtract from them. So people can watch this on the rewind if they like. But I do appreciate the $10 super chat. Of course, Big Dave loves comics, another one of the channel members. So already got some entries to win the monthly giveaway, and then just got picked up 10 more. This monthly giveaway is going to be Uncanny X-Men 266, the first cover appearance, second appearance. We all know. So this is what's going to be heading to somebody's doorstep. First part of next week, I'll put all the names on the wheel, and we will I'll announce a giveaway, set the StreamYard up and all that other kind of stuff, and we can kind of go from there. But I think that probably going to be getting some more art. I at least hope so. And I've gotten some original art. I bought some original art from Bart Sears. So for those people that know, probably can figure out what universe some of those that art might be from. But and that's coming, and I have the comic that it appears on. So might do some more of that. But I'd like to get some sketch covers, because even if I don't get the sketch covers slabbed, they still present well, and they're my memory to have, because generally I say, hey, this is kind of what I want, and then the artist takes it from there. So it's a one of a kind. So that's what I'm thinking. I did the timeless variants. There's a Young Guns variant of Rogue that I'll pick up, but the rest I'm not so sure. Yeah, I've got a box full of sketch covers that I just pick up, like sketch covers related to the character. So it needs to be related to the character in my mind. So I wouldn't get a Captain America blank sketch cover and get Batman drawn on it. It's kind of like sacrilegious to me or something. So when I see sketch covers out in the wild, I'll pick them up and just hold on to them of characters that I think that I might one day want to have somebody draw. And looking at the slated list for New Orleans next weekend, and then looking at some of those people's work, that's when I start saying, okay, about this, and start getting that in my mind, because I can't bring them all. And I'll have my wagon. Any of you that have seen me at cons know that I generally carry a wagon. It makes people move out of the way, but it also allows me to buy whatever I want and not have to lug it and accidentally forget it at a booth or worry about dropping it or crushing it and that type of thing. So that's why I take the wagon around. Now, when I went to Pensacon this year, which I'm going to Pensacon again in February of this year, when I went to Pensacon this year, that was problematic because it was so packed. I met You Promised Me Comics. I'll think about his name in a minute. But You Promised Me Comics. NOLA Comics were down there. Several people were down there at Pensacon this year, but it was so packed out. And I couldn't go up the stairs because it's like in a coliseum. So I couldn't walk the wagon up the stairs. So I had to take the elevator. Everybody's taking the elevator. So that's the only drawback when you're in that kind of venue. But if you're just in a big, giant area like New Orleans is, then you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. Sparks, thank you. Thank you. I buy every one of his mystery boxes when they come out, so you would think I'd be able to remember that. So much to the fact that I noticed that he put the mystery boxes up, and I said, okay, I'll buy them. And he's like, are you serious? And then I just drive down there to New Orleans and pick them up. So I saved the shipping. And then the next time he came out with one, he said, limit 2 per person initially. And then once everybody kind of had a day to think about it, he said, okay, it's open to everybody else. I said, all right, I'll buy the rest of them. Well, Papa was in here earlier. I don't know. Speaking about Papa Willie, he is doing his first comic book auction on his channel tonight. So go check him out. Him and J1A Bob and several other folks in the comic book seller community are going to be over there on his channel doing that. And let's see, got a bicycle bell or horn on your wagon? That would be getting attention in crowds. Oh, there he is. And so also right now, the knockout is happening. I know that I'm trying to remember who Matt's got on the knockout. Oh, Bub's Comics and Mr. Miracle. So go check him out. Mr. Comics 89, another one of the Patreon supporters of the channel. Well, look, all you got to do is bury your way, say, coming through, and you start running over heels and bumping heels. People move out of the way pretty quick. It's just I can't take it up the stairs in that kind of a venue. But I do appreciate everybody for the support throughout the year. Of course, this year was the year that crossed over the threshold, got monetized. Was always giving away books, but kind of made it more of a monthly rhythm as opposed to a subscriber hit rhythm, if that makes sense. So there is that, and was able to pick up a lot of books. It's just been a really good year. This will be my auction. Oh, okay. Who Dat says the hunt is over on Tony Sanders' channel tonight. And then Papa Willie dropped a link in the chat. So y'all go check him out. Go check him and the rest of the fellows out. The hunt is tonight as well. I'm assuming maybe Dustin from Two Bros Comics is going to be on the hunt. And I know who that is because he was holding back from us last night. He had some books, and he says, I got to save these. Because who that likes to do, he comes over there and says, well, I don't have nothing. And he goes, bam! Fantastic Four #2. And it's like, yeah, I got 1 through 10. I mean, what's the big deal? Kind of nonchalantly passes it off. So that's how Who Dat does. So you got to watch him, folks. If you ever go against him on the hunt, just keep that in mind. He might be mild natured and like soft spoken and stuff, but don't let him fool you into thinking, oh, all my big books are at CGC or CBCS. Right. We know what's up, Who Dat. We know what's up. But yeah, and I do appreciate how the channel's grown throughout the year. All of the support from the various people in the community, whether it be AOKs, watching and thumbs upping the videos, comments on the videos, channel support through the Patreon or YouTube channel program. Yeah, see, we done figured you out. We done figured you out, Russ. But yeah, so anyway, it's just been a great experience. And this year, especially comic book related, has been a lot of great pickups. Hopefully 2022 will be even better. And if 2021 wasn't your year, then it will be another opportunity as the clock strikes midnight or 12:01 and we roll into 2022. Then maybe 2022 is your year. Hopefully you've set goals for yourself, not only in your personal life, but in particular your comic collecting, maybe focusing yourself a little bit more on a particular run, a particular issue, and via selling books, via trading books, or saving up money to buy the books that you're able to accomplish your goals that you set out for this year. Oh, okay. I guess I missed that one. Huh. Okay. I know you got some chew books yourself. But Happy New Year to everybody. I do again want to shout out the channel supporters, people that are supporting the channel through their monthly memberships, whether on YouTube and or Patreon in some cases. So if most of these people are creators of their own, if you, whether on Instagram and or YouTube, if you see a name that you don't recognize, go check them out, give them a sub up, give them a follow, leave a comment on the video. You don't know, it might mean the world to them. And you might find your new favorite channel, as Discovery Bay likes to say. Also, in full disclosure, they're backed up just like everybody else is on getting in those supplies. But if you can wait, indeed, go to bcwsupplies.com. Use the coupon code SCG at checkout. Save yourself 10% on your order. There's also a link in the description below. And if you haven't already, drop that hammer down on that like button and hit the subscribe and the follow button. So, and hopefully YouTube will do its job and you won't miss when I go live ever so randomly. Also in the description is a Linktree link. And in that Linktree link is a link to every platform I'm on. So if you're not following me across the board, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Go over to Instagram and Southern Comic Geek, all one word, and to Whatnot, Southern Comic Geek, all one word, because that is a platform that I'm going to exercise on or sell or use more often. There's the wording I was looking for. Use more often in the coming year. So I do appreciate each and every one of you. Stay safe out there. Pop you some fireworks. Sit back, chillax with some friends. And until next time, keep reading, keep collecting. See you next year.